After 70, these 5 daily habits add years to your life, backed by science. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to glow with energy and optimism, even well into their 70s, 80s, or beyond? They move with purpose, smile with ease, and wake up each morning ready to embrace the day. And you might wonder, what's their secret? Are they just lucky, blessed with good genes? Or is there something they're doing differently, day in and day out, that helps them stay vibrant? Well, the truth is, it's not just luck. Science is showing us more and more that the little things we do each day can have a powerful impact on how well we age. And I don't mean drastic lifestyle changes or intense workout routines. I'm talking about simple, doable habits that anyone, yes, even you, can start today. Because after 70, life doesn't slow down unless you let it. In fact, this stage of life can be the most rewarding, joyful, and meaningful if you take care of your body and mind with intention. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 daily habits that have been scientifically shown to help people over 70 not just live longer, but live better. More energy, sharper memory, less pain, better moods. It's all within reach. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's start with the first habit that could add years and quality to your life. Let's talk about movement. Now, before you sigh and think I'm about to suggest you sign up for a boot camp class, hear me out. One of the most powerful habits to embrace after 70 is gentle, consistent movement. It doesn't have to be anything intense or fancy. A 20-minute walk around your neighborhood, stretching while listening to music, dancing in your kitchen while waiting for the kettle to boil. These moments of movement aren't just good for your body, they're essential. Research has shown that regular, low-impact physical activity can reduce your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even dementia. It helps maintain muscle strength, improves balance, and reduces joint stiffness. But perhaps even more importantly, it gives you confidence. It reminds your body that it's still capable, that you're still in control. And that feeling, that's gold. I recently met a lovely gentleman at a community garden. He's 82, moves like he's 60, and swears by his daily garden strolls. He told me, "Every morning I walk out there, talk to my tomatoes, stretch a little, and breathe in the morning air. That's my therapy." And I believe him. It's not about burning calories. It's about staying connected to your body and keeping the machine running smoothly. So ask yourself, what's a form of movement that brings you joy? It might be walking your dog, water aerobics, Tai Chi in the park. Whatever it is, commit to just 20 minutes a day. You'll be amazed at how your energy shifts. Now let's move to the second habit, and it might surprise you. Connecting with others. Yes, social connection is more than just a nice-to-have, it's a life-extending habit. Loneliness has been linked to higher risks of cognitive decline, depression, heart disease, and even early death. In fact, studies have shown that chronic loneliness can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in. But the good news is, building connection doesn't mean you have to be the life of the party. It simply means staying engaged. That could be calling an old friend once a week, joining a book club or a walking group. Even chatting with a neighbor or the cashier at the store counts. One lovely woman I spoke to recently told me she started volunteering at the library after retiring. "It gives me a reason to get up and put on lipstick," she laughed. "But more than that, I feel needed. I feel seen." That's powerful. If mobility or distance makes it hard to socialize in person, don't overlook technology. Video calls, messaging apps, even online communities for seniors can help you stay connected from the comfort of your home. And if that feels intimidating, ask a grandchild or neighbor to help set it up. Most people are happy to lend a hand, and you might just discover a whole new way to stay in touch. One small conversation a day. That's all it takes to start shifting the tide away from isolation and toward connection. And it can make you feel not only less lonely, but more alive. And speaking of feeling alive, let's talk about the third habit. One that feeds your mind, sharpens your memory, and boosts your mood all at once. Lifelong learning. That's right. Keeping your brain curious and challenged is one of the best things you can do for your cognitive health. Whether it's reading, doing a crossword puzzle, learning a new skill, or even just listening to an educational podcast while you fold laundry, keeping your mind active has incredible benefits. Researchers at the University of California found that seniors who continued to engage in intellectually stimulating activities were significantly less likely to develop dementia. But even beyond that, learning gives you a sense of purpose. It gives structure to your day. And it reminds you that your story isn't finished. you're still growing, evolving, and discovering. One gentleman I know started learning the guitar at 74. At first, he could barely hold the strings. But now, he plays songs for his grandkids every Sunday. And the pride on his face? Absolutely priceless. The key is to pick something that sparks your interest. Maybe it's a foreign language you've always wanted to try, or cooking a new dish each week, or joining a local workshop. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to stay curious. So think about this. What's something you've always wanted to learn but never had the time for? Now is your time, and your brain will thank you for it. Now that we've explored how movement, connection, and curiosity can add both years and life to your days, let's keep going, because the next habit is one that often gets overlooked, but it could be the quiet key to a longer, more peaceful life. Let's talk about mindfulness and managing stress. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Stress? At my age. But the truth is, stress doesn't disappear just because we've retired or our kids have grown. In fact, for many people over 70, new types of stress can creep in. Health worries, financial concerns, grief, changes in routine, or even just the quiet ache of loneliness. What matters most isn't whether you experience stress, it's how you handle it. That's where mindfulness comes in. You don't have to sit cross-legged on a cushion for an hour to be mindful. It's simply the act of paying attention to your breath, your body, your surroundings, without judgment. And believe it or not, just 5 to 10 minutes a day can change how your brain reacts to stress. In a Harvard study, people who practiced short, daily mindfulness exercises saw a reduction in blood pressure, anxiety, and even inflammation in the body. Other studies have shown it helps improve sleep, lower the risk of heart disease, and strengthen memory. So how can you start? One way is to begin the morning with a moment of stillness. Sit comfortably. Breathe in slowly through your nose, then out through your mouth. Focus only on your breath. If thoughts come up, which they will, just notice them and gently bring your attention back to your breath. You can also be mindful while doing everyday tasks. Washing the dishes, walking in the garden, sipping tea. It's about being fully present, not rushing, not worrying about yesterday or tomorrow, just being in the now. And if you prefer some guidance, there are even apps made just for seniors that offer short audio meditations. It's like having a calm, soothing friend walk you through it. One woman I know, 78 years old, said she started meditating just 5 minutes a day. At first, I thought it was silly, she told me. But now, I don't miss a day. It's my reset button. Your mind deserves just as much care as your body. Taking that time each day to pause, breathe, and release tension can help you move through life with more ease and joy. And speaking of joy, that brings us to the final habit. One that's delicious, nourishing, and surprisingly powerful. Eating with intention. Now don't worry, this isn't about going on a restrictive diet or counting every calorie. After 70, it's not about eating less, it's about eating smart. Choosing foods that support your energy, bones, heart, and brain. The Mediterranean diet, for example, has been linked to longer life and lower risk of Alzheimer's, heart disease, and even cancer. This way of eating focuses on whole, natural foods. Lots of colorful vegetables, fruits, nuts, olive oil, legumes, and fish. It's not about perfection, it's about balance. Even small changes can make a big difference. Swapping white bread for whole grain. Replacing processed snacks with a handful of almonds or a banana. Adding a drizzle of olive oil to your salad instead of store-bought dressing. These little shifts give your body what it needs to stay sharp and strong. Hydration is another piece that often gets missed. As we age, our sense of thirst can weaken, but your body still needs water. Dehydration can cause fatigue, confusion, even lead to falls. Try keeping a glass of water by your favorite chair or sipping herbal tea throughout the day. And here's a bonus. Cooking at home, or with a friend, can bring more joy to your meals. Food isn't just fuel. It's comfort, culture, connection. One couple I know, both in their 70s, turn dinner into their daily ritual. We light a candle, turn on some jazz, and make something simple together, they told me. It feels special, even if it's just soup. Eating with intention isn't about being strict. It's about listening to your body, giving it real nourishment, and enjoying the process. It's self-care in its most delicious form. When you bring together these daily habits, moving your body, staying socially connected, keeping your mind active, managing stress, and eating mindfully, you're not just adding years to your life. You're adding life to your years. You start waking up with a little more energy. You notice the birdsong, Your joints don't ache quite as much. You feel less rushed, more grounded. You smile more often, maybe even laugh out loud at something silly. And you begin to realize that aging isn't about decline. It's about refining the way you live. It's never too late to make a change. The beauty of these habits is that they're flexible, forgiving, and completely within reach. Start where you are. If all you can do today is stretch for 5 minutes and drink an extra glass of water, that's still progress. That's still you, choosing to take care of yourself. And if you've already started doing some of these things, celebrate that. You're on the right path. Every step counts. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Showing up for yourself each day with kindness, curiosity, and intention. Because life after 70 can be full of color, meaning, laughter, and connection, if you take care of the vessel carrying you through it. Let's continue nurturing those choices together. Because now that you've got these powerful daily habits in your hands, let's take a moment to really reflect on what they mean for your life. You see, every day after 70 is a chapter waiting to be written, not a closing act. And the way you live those days, that's where your real strength lies. Whether it's taking a walk with a neighbor, trying a new recipe, calling your grandchild just to hear their voice, or sitting in quiet gratitude with a cup of tea, these aren't small things. They're the building blocks of a longer, richer, more fulfilling life. And here's the beautiful truth. It's not too late. Not even close. One of the biggest myths about aging is that it's all downhill from a certain point. That you can't grow, that you can't change, that you're somehow stuck in your habits. But science and real life tell a very different story. Studies continue to show that even in your 70s, 80s, and 90s, your body can still build strength, your brain can still form new connections, your heart can still love deeply, and your soul can still find joy. Isn't that incredible? You are not a finished product. You are a masterpiece in progress. Think about this. Every time you choose to nourish your body with real food, your cells thank you. Every time you laugh with a friend, your brain lights up with feel-good chemicals. Every time you move your body, even just a little, your muscles, joints, and heart get stronger. Every deep breath you take, every mindful moment, every curious question you ask, it's all part of you saying, yes, I choose life. And that matters. It's not about living forever. It's about living fully, however many days we're given. And the beautiful thing about these habits we've talked about is that they're cumulative. You don't need to be perfect every day. You don't need to check every box. But every time you show up for yourself, you're investing in your future self. You're making it just a little easier to get up in the morning, to enjoy the sunshine, to keep doing the things you love. Now, I want you to pause and think. What's one habit you can start with today? Just one. Don't try to overhaul your entire routine. Don't wait until Monday. Start small. Maybe it's taking that short walk after dinner. Maybe it's writing a note to someone you've lost touch with. Maybe it's choosing water instead of soda, or putting your phone down to be present during a meal. Whatever it is, start there. Let it become part of your rhythm. Let it become second nature. And once it does, add the next. Slowly, steadily, with kindness and patience. You've made it this far in life, not by accident, but by resilience, strength, and wisdom. Now, you get to use that same strength to shape this next chapter, on your own terms. And let me say this clearly. It's okay if you have days where you feel tired or unmotivated. It's okay if your knees ache or your mood dips. That doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're human. On those days, be gentle with yourself. Rest if you need to, but don't give up. Because the very act of trying, of showing up, of caring for your body and mind, is a triumph in itself. You are not invisible. You are not too old. You are still here. And that means you still matter. So, if you found value in this video, if something resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it with someone else who could use the encouragement. Maybe a friend, a sibling, or even a caregiver. Let's lift each other up, one small act at a time. And I'd truly love to hear from you. What's one habit you're working on? What helps you feel alive? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one of them. Your story might inspire someone else to begin theirs. If you enjoyed this video and want more uplifting, science-backed tips to help you feel better and live stronger at any age, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're building a community here of people who are choosing to age with grace, power, and joy, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. You've got so much wisdom, so much experience, and so much life still ahead of you. Don't let anyone, especially yourself, tell you otherwise. Here's to movement that feels good, conversations that spark laughter, meals that nourish your soul, curiosity that keeps your mind young, and quiet moments that fill you with peace. Here's to living your best life at 70, 80, 90, and beyond. You've earned it, and you're just getting started.